hope you are all having a magically wonderful day. I am here because I am fresh off another Walt Disney World trip. And yeah, if you're doing the math, it is currently August. So that means I went to Walt Disney World in the middle of July. This was my first time going to Walt Disney World in July. I've been in August before last year. And let me tell you, it was equally as miserable. But I did survive. I made it. My hair will never be the same, I don't think. But anyway, I am here to tell you all of the tips that you need to know if you are planning to go to Walt Disney World in the summertime. So stay tuned and we're just gonna go through these and stay hydrated. All right, here we go. All right, as I mentioned, I was there in the middle of July. My trip was July 15th through the 22nd. Which is in the thick of summertime. It's not quite the 4th of July holiday, but it is still summer vacation for most people in the United States. I know there were a ton of people from Brazil and other countries there because it was their winter break. So keep that in mind. A majority of the people that were there were actually traveling from out of the country. I honestly think at over 75% of them were not from the United States because most people in the US know not to go to Florida in the middle of the summer. But I understand some that do go down to Walt Disney World in the Florida. Listen, I have barely had my coffee this morning, okay? Some people do have to go to Florida in the summertime because a lot of the times that's their only option. Whether their kids are in school and it's hard to take them out, whether you work in a school system and summer break is really your time to be down there, or whether you're just having a really tough time at home and you need a quick getaway, so you book a trip a week and a half in advance. That's me. That's what I did. But anyway, so here are some tips if you are going down to Walt Disney World, whether it be June, July, August. Just some things that can help you make your trip a little less miserable because let's face it, it is so hot. It is hot. It is humid. Like, you know, if you saw my Toy Story Land video, like this is what my hair looks like typically, a majority of the time. It's decent. It's fine. Yeah, it was terrible. I have never seen my hair look like that in public before. So it was just a quick reality check. So first things first, bring a reusable water bottle into the parks. I know I've mentioned this before. When you bring a water bottle in, you can ask for a free cup of water from a majority of the quick service locations. And what I always do is I just take the cup and pour it into my water bottle so I can use the ice. Or if there are drinking fountains and you don't mind the drinking fountain water without ice, you can refill it. Just making sure you stay hydrated. One way, in addition to the water, that I do is I use Pedialyte. Guys, I know it's for children. I get that it's for kids, but every morning I put this Pedialyte packet and it's for 16.9 fluid ounces of water, so a typical water bottle. And I will put it in with some water and drink it before I go to the parks. It's filled with electrolytes. It's really, really beneficial, especially if you know you're going to be out walking all day long. Pedialyte. You can get these Target, Amazon. This is great, but I also have strawberry lemonade. Super good. A lot of people are like, it tastes gross. I like the taste. So I don't mind it, but I always drink a big thing of Pedialyte either in the morning or at night just to get me refueled while I continuously drink water throughout the day. It's also a really good idea if you do decide to drink alcohol while you're in the parks, mainly because you need your body to stay hydrated and have those electrolytes, and obviously alcohol is not beneficial at all. So It's good for kids and adults. One thing I will never, ever go to Florida without is my hand fan, or what we call the Pretty Little Fan, because my friend Pretty Little Monograms, who makes monogram rain jackets, we'll get to that in a moment, and monogram clothes, she's the one who first, I guess, discovered this fan. I'm sure she's not, but in the Disney community, she was the one who was like, we're all like, oh, where'd you get that? Oh, where's that from? Y'all, this is from Amazon for like $14 on Prime. And it is a hand fan. It has 3 settings. It folds down so you can place it on a table. It is also rechargeable. That's the big thing. You just plug it in. And if you bring the cord, you can use your portable chargers to recharge it if it dies in the middle of the day. Or you can be like some people and have like 2 or 3 hand fans. But I am not kidding. This is the most game-changing thing about going to Walt Disney World. Even going in like November, December, January, you never know with Florida weather. So this is, and it's so compact. It's literally my favorite thing in the world. So get yourself one of these. I'll link them below. I'll link a lot of these things below so you can have your own little kit. But anyway, they have it multiple colors. It's not just pink. Blue, black, white. I don't know. Anyway, seriously, the best thing in the world. Also, Florida in the summertime, it's gonna rain. Florida, I've mentioned this also before. Florida always rains. It always does. It's gonna rain. It will rain a lot in the summertime. Starting in like June, first part of June through August into hurricane season into September, it's just going to rain. So it is so important to have a rain jacket or a poncho. I bring my jacket from Pretty Little Monograms. I actually just got this one in the mail yesterday, but I had a lilac purple one that I brought. It's so lightweight. It's not lined, and it's a pack and go raincoat, so it's easy to bring into the parks. I'm gonna show you a tutorial. So you just, this is the pocket, you just unzip it, and then you just, maybe, oh, I don't have it in all the way. And it's a little pouch. This is your raincoat. And then you just throw it in your backpack. Guys, so my other Pretty Little Monograms jacket is not a pack and go, and I'm like, what have I been doing? It should be, and it's super easy once it starts pouring rain, just to pop it on, good to go. And it's so cute, and it's monogrammed. I'll link that below as well. And she has different types of monograms. You don't have to get a monogram rain jacket. I do because she's one of my very good friends and her stuff is such good quality. And she doesn't have just rain jackets. She does tank tops, shirts, hats. She sells her Pretty Little fans. Anyway, there's a lot and it's very exciting, but definitely a rain jacket or a poncho of some sort because it will rain and it will rain hard. And a lot of people are saying, take advantage of that rain because everybody's going to leave the park. In the summertime, they're not. Because like I mentioned, a lot of them are from out of the country and they are here on their winter break. They're not going to go back to the resort. They are going to stick it out in the parks because they're smart. They're not going to leave when it's raining because they know it's only going to last 20, 30 minutes maybe. So just stick it out, use your rain jacket and walk. Can bring an umbrella, but it does get in the way. It's not as easy to run with an umbrella because that's not safe. It's also not safe to run in the rain because you could slip and fall, but yeah. So having to deal with appearances in Florida in the summer is a hassle. You can bring hairspray, absolutely, go for it, try it. It might not work for you, like it did not work for me. If your hair looks good when it's up, if it's short and you don't have to deal with it, throw it up in a cute updo. Throw it up in a cute braid, ponytail. I don't look good in updos. My face shape is weird. My hairline is weird. So I always wear my hair down most of the time, a majority of the time. So if you're like me, you can just probably give up on your hair, but I would invest in learn how to do some cute braids, find some cute hats, that sort of thing. Also, if you want to bring like Kleenex or napkins or something to dab the sweat off your face, you obviously don't want to like wipe your face off if you want to keep your makeup on all day, but just like a little tab to dab when you're dripping the sweat, that's helpful as well. I also carry rose water with me through the day, and I put it in a little travel container that I carry in my backpack just to freshen up throughout the day to give me that light, fresh mist, because I don't want to reset my setting spray because that's just another thick layer that makes my face feel heavy. But the rose water is super light and refreshing to do throughout the day. In my backpack, I will always bring spray deodorant along with another shirt. I typically always wear shirts from small shops when I'm in the parks. Not always, but I typically do. For example, this one, I don't even know if you can read it, but it says some parks are worth melting for. It's from Once Upon Apparel. Again, I'll link that below with a fun discount code if you want. But I will always change throughout the day. Not only do I need a variety of like pictures for Instagram, you know, priorities, but also when it's so hot out, you will sweat through your shirt. So it's a good idea to bring an extra shirt to feel refreshed, and then the spray deodorant as well. That's also just a light, refreshing mist to freshen up, and you won't leave like any white marks on you, anything like that. And it's super easy to travel with as well. And especially if you bring deodorant bars, they might melt in your bag. I don't know. I haven't brought a deodorant bar in a really long time, but I have sworn on that deodorant. It's amazing. It's just the Dove spray. I think there are other types of deodorant sprays, but that's the kind I use at this moment. A lot of people have those cooling towels where it's like a towel and you get it wet and then you snap it and they wear it around their neck. You can do that. I wore like an ascot, like a cloth ascot around my neck. That really helped capture the sweat. But the cooling towels I hear work incredibly well. I've never personally used one, but I've seen a lot of people use them, and I know they sell them at the parks with little Mickey Mouse heads on them. My makeup, on the other hand, did stay throughout the entire day, which is shocking. Like, you feel like you're literally melting when you're there. If you've ever like opened up a dryer 10 minutes after you started the cycle, it's that damp, like, my clothes are still wet, but it's hot out here. That's what Florida feels like, a damp dryer. But I set my makeup very well while I'm there. The main thing that I will talk about forever is a setting spray. I use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And then I also use a translucent powder. So I'll put on like my liquid makeup and set it with the powder, and then I'll set it with the setting spray, and then I'll do like my contour and blush and stuff, and then I'll set it again. It's a lot of stuff on my face. But listen, my face looked good all day long. Hair, absolutely not. But the makeup stayed. So definitely invest in a good setting spray and some good translucent powder, especially if you do sweat a lot. That's important. So talking about the parks, when it is hot out, it is very important to go either early in the day or in the evening. I always like to get there bright and early in the morning to get the most out of my day, because not only are crowds going to be lower at that point, but it's also the nicest part of the day weather-wise. So take advantage of those extra magic hours if you are staying on property and the park opens at 7 a.m. That may seem early, but do it so you can get the most done. So you can take advantage of that and leave in the middle of the day when it's the hottest to go back to the hotel, to swim, to take a nap in the air conditioning, like whatever it may be for you. Another thing that's important to note are the attractions that are very well air conditioned. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. Even the queues that are air conditioned. I always think of the Seas with Nemo and Friends at Epcot. That AC is no joke. It's in Epcot, over by the land, it's the Seas portion. You walk in and it is just this tunnel of air conditioning and it feels so good. And if you've watched my video about the lowest wait times at Walt Disney World, that always has such a low wait time and the queue is so long. So you walk through this beautiful tunnel of AC into this dark ride that is also air conditioned. So knowing where to take cover and where to go in for AC, not only for the heat, but also the rain. For example, if you're in Tomorrowland and you're like, I could do Tomorrowland Speedway, but it looks like it's going to rain. So I'm gonna pop on over to Carousel of Progress, which is a 20-minute show that is not only air conditioned, but it is indoors. So you can take advantage of being inside when it's both hot and raining. I remember there was one time I was on Carousel of Progress and I came out and the whole ground was just wet. And I'm like, oh, it rained while I was in there. Cool. So I like missed the rain completely because it's Florida and it rains for like 10 minutes and then it stops. Another thing that is a really great to take advantage of not waiting in a line outside is mobile order. Oh my gosh. This is like my favorite thing that Walt Disney World has done in the past year is make mobile order on your My Disney Experience app a thing at most quick service restaurants. So say you're in Toy Story Land and you're just getting off Slinky Dog and you're like, I really want a Pop-Tart and a lemonade from Woody's Lunchbox, but the line looks really, really long. As you're walking off, you can go onto the app and order your food. Say, I'm here, prepare my food, and by the time you get up there, your food may be done, and you just pick it up. You don't have to wait in line, you don't have to order. Oh, it is such a game changer. I can do a whole video on mobile order at another time, but honestly, to save you from waiting in line outside a majority of the time, mobile order is a lifesaver. So that's it for my tips on what to do at Walt Disney World in the summer to make the most of your time and not be completely miserable a majority of it. But yesterday on my Instagram, I actually asked the question to my followers if they had any tips for summer at Walt Disney World. So I'm going to read some of them to you right now. So some of these are really funny. Again, a lot of people mentioned a lot of the things I did mention. Grabbing the free water from quick service restaurants, getting frozen treats, those really help and are refreshing. That's a great idea. They have ice cream stands everywhere. A lot of places have like the frozen Minute Maid lemonades that are super tasty and refreshing. Maya Tiber, you know, one of my favorite people, says eat a lot of cool food and drink a lot of water. That's also a great idea if you want to pack some like watermelon in a little small cooler, or take advantage of colder food options like, again, ice cream, water, that sort of thing. Good tip, Mai. Yes, making fast passes toward the nighttime or early in the morning, like I mentioned. That's a great thing. Plan ahead so you know that when you're there, you actually have a reason to be and you have fast passes so you don't have to wait in lines that are forever long. That's a great idea. Seeing a movie at Disney Springs is a great way to do that. Somebody says wearing biker shorts under your dresses or skirts. That's also really great. If you know me, I wear skirts to the parks. That's what I do. I wear skirts with a small shop top or a Disney top, some sort of top. But I always typically wear shorts under them because it's so hot and you don't know what the wind's gonna do. Don't be that person. Yeah, somebody says visit Frontierland first thing in the morning and do Jungle Cruise and then Pirates with little to no wait. That's a great idea. Jungle Cruise is, as you know, a slow boat ride outside. So I would take advantage of that first thing in the morning or at nighttime so you're not moving incredibly slowly during the middle of the day when the heat is pouring on you. That was Cameron Waymeyer, thank you. Making lunch reservations if you want to take a break. Obviously, if you're dining inside, that's air conditioned. So making lunch reservations at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, a late lunch. Yes, again, everybody's talking about rope dropping, going to the parks early in the morning and then taking that break in the middle of the day to go back to the pool and then coming back to the park that night. A lot of people, including Maddie at Disney, my girl Lil G540, say the pretty little fan. Guys, I'm not kidding. Everybody loves it. Please get one. I'm not, it's so life-changing. Anyway, Lil G540 also says SPF 1 million. Yes, obviously, that's something I completely forgot. Sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen. Be safe. Like, take care of your skin. Please don't get fried. Even if you're walking really fast like I am, I feel like I'm like, oh, I never get sunburnt, blah, 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 because I'm walking so fast. Always wear sunscreen. Like, that's so important to take care of your skin. And here are some of my favorite answers. Shumas says October. Amanda Osman 6 says go in January. Giselle Koss says go in December because it's too dang hot. Sassy Leggings says stay home, LOL. Kate 1987 says don't go. And Casey and the Bear says just don't do it. Woo! So that is what a lot of people on Instagram had to say about Walt Disney World in the summertime. But again, if you don't have the choice, or if you just want to go to Walt Disney World because you love it so much, and you don't care that you're going to melt, there is a reason that everybody is down there, and so you might as well make the best of it with the tools that you can. So I want to know, have you been to Walt Disney World in the summertime? What are your tips? How did you survive your trip? I really want to know. Again, it is a very hot time to go, but it is Walt Disney World. It's the most magical place on earth. It's where dreams come true. Like, there's still fun to be had, even though it is incredibly warm outside. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Again, I will link a lot of the things I talked about in the description box below. But remember, Pretty Little Fan from either Pretty Little Monograms or Amazon. Rain jacket from Pretty Little Monograms. Cute shirts like Once Upon Apparel. But anyway, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at The Magical Miranda, and check me out on Facebook, Magical Moments by Miranda, where I talk all things news to Walt Disney World Resort. All right, thank you guys again, and I will see you all in my next video.